Hello, hello, hello to all our wonderful listeners around the world. Welcome back to another episode of the Daily English Practice Channel. I'm Anna, and I am feeling absolutely fantastic today. How about you, David?
Oh, Anna, I am doing better than great. I'm feeling wonderful, marvelous, and dare I say, spectacular. Hello, everyone. It is so good to be back in the studio with you all. You know, Anna, I was just thinking this morning about how much I love our community. They are so dedicated to learning.
They really are. And today we have such a special, important, and most importantly, fun topic to dive into. We are talking about how to learn English naturally through conversation.
I love that topic, naturally. That's the key word, isn't it? Not through dusty old grammar books, not by memorizing long lists of words that you'll never use, but by just talking.
Exactly. We want to help our listeners learn English the same way children do. Think about it. A baby doesn't sit down with a textbook and study the past participle, right?
Can you imagine a little baby in a high chair saying, "Mother, I am currently analyzing the present perfect continuous tense before I ask for more mashed carrots." No, that doesn't happen.
Not at all. Children listen, they mimic, they play, and they engage in conversation. And that is what we are going to explore today. We're going to look at why conversation is the secret sauce to fluency.
Secret sauce. I love that expression. Everyone listen to that. The secret sauce. Anna, what does that mean exactly?
Well, the secret sauce is the special ingredient that makes something successful or delicious. If a restaurant has a burger that everyone loves, they might say the sauce is the secret sauce. In English learning, conversation is the secret sauce that makes everything click together.
It makes everything click. I love that. To click means to suddenly understand or for everything to start working well together. So if you've been studying for years and you still feel stuck, maybe you just need that secret sauce of conversation to make it all click.
So David, let's get into the why. Why is conversation so much better than just reading or listening alone?
Well, for one, it's active. When you read a book, your brain is taking information in. That's input. But when you have a conversation, you have to produce language. That's output.
Right. And when you produce output, your brain has to work harder. It's like a workout for your mind. If you want big muscles, you go to the gym and lift weights. If you want a fluent brain, you have to lift the weights of conversation.
I like that. I'm imagining a brain with tiny sweatbands doing bench presses. One more sentence. Lift that vocabulary.
Precisely. But there's another reason too. Conversation happens in real time. You don't have 10 minutes to think about the grammar. You have to react. This helps you develop automaticity.
Automaticity. That's a big word, but a simple concept. It just means doing something automatically without thinking, like driving a car or brushing your teeth. You want your English to be automatic.
Yes, and the only way to get there is to practice the flow of a real-world chat. When you're in a conversation, you learn fillers, you learn intonation, and you learn collocations.
Ooh, hold on. Let's break those down for our friends at home. Fillers, intonation, and collocations. Let's be teachers for a second.
Let's do it. So fillers are those little words we use to keep the conversation going while we think. Words like, well, actually, or you know.
I use you know way too much, don't I, Anna?
Maybe a little, David, but that's okay. It makes you sound natural. If you speak perfectly with no pauses, you sound like a robot. I am going to the store now.
Beep, boop, beep. Nobody wants to sound like a robot. We want to sound human. And then we have intonation. That's the music of the language. It's the way your voice goes up and down.
Right. For example, if I say really with a rising tone, I'm asking a question. If I say really with a falling tone, I'm showing I'm bored or just confirming something. Same word, different music.
And finally, collocations. These are words that just naturally go together, like fast food instead of quick food, or make a mistake instead of do a mistake.
You learn those best through conversation because you hear them used correctly over and over again. You start to get a feel for the language.
Get a feel for it. That's another great expression. It means to develop a natural understanding or intuition about something. The childhood method, no fear.
Now, David, we mentioned that children learn through conversation, but there's one big thing children have that adults often lose. Do you know what it is?
Is it the ability to eat candy for breakfast?
No, though I wish I still had that. It's the lack of fear. Children aren't afraid of making mistakes. They don't care if they say I good instead of I went. They just want to tell you about the cool bug they found in the garden.
That is so true. Adults are so self-conscious. We worry about looking silly. We worry about people judging our grammar.
Exactly. We have to get over ourselves. We have to embrace the mistakes. Every mistake is just a stepping stone on the path to fluency.
A stepping stone. I love that imagery. A stone you step on to cross a river. Each mistake gets you closer to the other side, the side of fluency.
So listeners, here is your first piece of advice. Be like a child. Don't worry about being perfect. Just focus on getting your point across.
Getting your point across. That means making sure the other person understands what you mean, even if your grammar isn't 100% correct. If I say, me hungry, eat pizza, you know exactly what I want.
Exactly. The communication was successful. The grammar can be polished later. The goal of conversation is connection, natural expressions in action.
Okay, Anna, let's show our listeners what a natural, relaxed conversation looks like. Let's talk about something simple, like our weekend plans, but let's use some of those fillers and natural expressions we talked about.
Great idea. I'll start. So, David, do you have anything fun on the cards for this weekend?
On the cards, nice one. That means planned or likely to happen. Well, to be honest, I was thinking of just taking it easy. I've had a really hectic week.
Oh, I hear you. A hectic week is a very busy, crazy week. So taking it easy sounds like a plan. Are you going to binge watch any shows?
Actually, yeah, I've been meaning to catch up on that new sci-fi series everyone is talking about. What about you? Are you going to hit the gym or maybe go for a stroll in the park?
I think I'll opt for the stroll. The weather is supposed to be gorgeous on Sunday. I might even meet up with a friend for a coffee.
That sounds lovely. Opt for means to choose, and gorgeous is just a fancy way of saying very beautiful.
Did you notice how we use those expressions? We didn't say, I have plans to watch many episodes. We said, binge watch. We didn't say, the weather will be good. We said, gorgeous.
And we used phrasal verbs like catch up on and meet up with. Phrasal verbs are the bread and butter of natural English.
Bread and butter, another one. That means the basic or essential part of something. If you want to speak naturally, you have to learn phrasal verbs. They are the bread and butter of daily talk.
Mini role play, the coffee shop. Let's do a mini role play, Anna. Let's pretend we are at a coffee shop. This is a classic place for natural conversation. I'll be the barista and you be the customer.
Okay, I'm ready.
Hi there, welcome to the Daily Grind. What can I get started for you today?
Hi, let me see. I'm torn between the iced latte and the cold brew. What do you recommend?
Well, if you want something with a kick, the cold brew is definitely the way to go. It's pretty strong today.
Ooh, I definitely need a kick. I stayed up way too late last night cramming for a project. I'll go with the cold brew, please.
You got it. Anything to eat? We've got some freshly baked muffins that just came out of the oven.
Oh, you're tempting me, but I think I'll pass this time. Just the coffee, thanks.
No problem. That'll be $5. You can tap your card right there.
Okay, let's freeze right there. David, let's look at some of those phrases.
First, you said you were torn between two things. That's a great way to say you can't decide between two options. You feel like you are being pulled in two directions.
And you said, okay, let's freeze right there. David, let's look at some of those phrases.
First, you said you were torn between two things. That's a great way to say you can't decide between two options. You feel like you are being pulled in two directions.
And you said the coffee has a kick. That means it's powerful or has a lot of energy, a kick of caffeine.
Then you mentioned cramming. That usually means studying really hard in a short amount of time, but you can use it for work projects too.
And I said I'll pass. That's a very natural way to say no thank you when someone offers you something. Do you want a piece of cake? I'll pass, I'm full.
Finally, I told you to top your card. Nowadays, we don't usually say pay with your credit card. We just say top it or swipe it.
These are the small details that make you sound like a local. You won't find tap your card in a textbook from 1995. How to practice when you're alone.
Now, Anna, a lot of our listeners might be thinking, this is great, but I don't have a David or an Anna to talk to every day. How can I practice naturally if I'm alone?
That is a fair point. A fair point is a good, valid argument. But don't worry, there are so many ways to practice.
One of my favorites is talking to yourself. I know, it sounds a bit crazy, but it works.
It's not crazy at all. Narrate your day. When you're cooking dinner, say, okay, now I'm chopping the onions. Oh, my eyes are starting to water. I should have used a sharper knife.
Exactly. Or when you're getting ready for work. Where are my keys? I always lose them. Ah, here they are, tucked away in my coat pocket.
Tucked away, meaning hidden safely or pushed into a small space. Great phrase. By talking to yourself, you are bridging the gap between thinking and speaking.
Another tip is shadowing. This is when you listen to a native speaker, like us, and you repeat exactly what they say, at the same time with the same emotion.
Yes, don't just listen. Copy the rhythm. Copy the stress. If I say, I am so excited, don't just say, I am so excited. Say it with that oomph.
Oomph. That means energy or power. Give your English some oomph.
Also, use technology. There are so many apps where you can find language partners. Or even better, record yourself speaking on your phone, then listen back to it.
Oh, that's a tough one. Most people hate the sound of their own voice.
It is cringeworthy at first. Cringeworthy means something that makes you feel embarrassed or uncomfortable, but it is so helpful. You'll notice things you didn't realize you were doing.
Like saying, every 2 seconds?
Exactly. Or maybe you'll realize you're forgetting the S at the end of third-person verbs. He go instead of he goes.
The importance of listening. We can't talk about conversation without talking about listening. A conversation is a two-way street.
A two-way street. That means it requires effort from both sides. You can't just wait for your turn to speak. You have to actively listen.
Active listening means showing the other person you are following them. In English, we use back-channeling.
Back-channeling. Those are the little sounds we make to show we are listening. Uh-huh, right, wow, really? I see.
If you just sit there in silence while I talk, I'm going to think you've fallen asleep or that you don't understand me.
Let's try it. David, tell me about a boring dream you had, and I'll use back-channeling.
Okay, so I dreamt I was standing in a line at the post office.
Uh-huh.
And there was this guy in front of me holding a giant watermelon.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah, and then the watermelon started singing happy birthday.
No way. That's hilarious.
See, even though it was a silly story, Anna's reactions made me feel like she was engaged.
Engaged means paying attention and being involved. When you're learning, don't be afraid to use those little reactions. They buy you time and make you sound very natural.
Buy you time. That means to give yourself more time to think. If you say, oh, that's interesting, while you're thinking of what to say next, the conversation doesn't stop. It keeps flowing. Review section. Let's recalcitrate.
David, I don't think recalcitrate is the word you want there.
You caught me. I was trying to use a fancy word and I messed up. I meant recapitulate, or just simply, let's review.
That's the spirit. It's okay to mess up, even for us. Let's look at some of the gems we've shared today.
A gem is a precious stone, but we use it to mean a very useful piece of information.
Gem number 1, the secret sauce. Conversation is the key ingredient to fluency. It makes everything click.
Gem number 2, be like a child. Don't be self-conscious. Don't fear mistakes. See them as stepping stones.
Gem number 3, use fillers. Words like well, actually, and you know help you sound human, not like a robot.
Gem number 4, active listening. Use back-channeling like uh-huh and I see to stay engaged in the conversation.
Gem number 5, phrasal verbs. They are the bread and butter of daily English. Learn them in context.
And don't forget shadowing and talking to yourself to practice when you're alone.
This has been such a fruitful discussion, David. I feel like we've covered a lot of ground.
Fruitful means productive, and covered a lot of ground means we talked about many different parts of the topic.
A little encouragement. Before we go, I want to say something to our listeners. Learning a language is a marathon, not a sprint.
Oh, that's a classic. It means it takes a long time and steady effort. You can't just run as fast as you can for one day and expect to be finished.
Exactly. There will be days when you feel like you aren't making any headway.
Making headway means making progress.
On those days, just remember why you started. Remember that every little conversation, even if it's just saying hello, how are you to a neighbor, is a victory.
You're spot on, Anna.
Spot on means exactly right. Don't be hard on yourself.
Being hard on yourself means criticizing yourself too strictly. Be kind to yourself. You are doing something amazing, learning a whole new way to communicate with the world.
We are so proud of you, truly. Every time you tune into this podcast, you are taking a step forward.
And we love being part of your journey. It means the world to us.
It really does. Means the world means it is very important and special.
Closing. Well, I think that wraps things up for today's episode.
Wraps things up. To finish or conclude, we've come to the end of our chat.
But the conversation doesn't have to end here. We want to hear from you. What is your favorite filler word? Or what is one stepping stone mistake you've made recently that you learned from?
Yes, leave a comment or send us a message. We love keeping in touch with you all.
Keeping in touch, maintaining contact. Before we sign off, David, do you have any parting words of wisdom?
Just one. Keep talking. Even if it's just to your cat, your dog, or your reflection in the mirror. The more you speak, the more natural it becomes.
Beautifully said. Thank you for joining us today on the Daily English Practice Channel. I'm Anna.
And I'm David.
Keep practicing, keep smiling.
And keep going for it.
Bye-bye, everyone.
See ya.